Based on this, their main task is to damage our economy. That is, they understand that they need to try to wear us down economically.
Liberated by Ukrainian forces in the lightning counteroffensive of September 2022, Kupiansk was stuck in the frontline zone for 3 years of fighting, as Russian forces entrenched themselves in the forests north and east of the city. Now, Russian troops are back in Kupiansk, in what is likely to be the largest Ukrainian city to be occupied a second time by Russia after being liberated. As is the case across the front line, Russia attacks here mostly with small infantry groups, backed by an ever-thickening carpet of drones in the air. In the thinning but still dense autumn foliage, these tactics leave Ukrainian drone and artillery teams chasing shadows. "They ran away in all directions," said Andriy Major, Chief of Staff of the Ukrainian 15th National Guard Brigade's Artillery Division, on the result of the fire mission. Ever since Russian offensive pressure on Kupiansk started mounting in 2023, the greater threat seemed to be the recapture of territory on the eastern side of the river, which Russian forces reached in an offensive push in 2024. But after an overstretched Ukrainian military left part of the river north of Kupiansk, near the village of Dvorichna, badly undefended, Moscow took the opportunity to cross and establish a bridgehead on the other side. Over summer and autumn of 2025, while attention remained mostly on the fighting in Donetsk Oblast, Russian forces steadily inched southward along the western bank, reaching and breaching the outskirts of Kupiansk in August. As Yuri Fedorenko, commander of the Achilles Strike Drone Regiment, revealed in September, several underground pipes running under the Oskil River were also used by Russian soldiers to enter Kupiansk, in a practice already refined elsewhere, such as in Avdiivka and Sudzha in Kursk Oblast. Now that the pipes have been destroyed, the river must once again be crossed on the surface. On a drone feed, a small inflatable boat is spotted tied to the riverbank. Given this terrain, the Karadagh Brigade's mission is an unusual one. Rather than repelling direct attacks, they guard the corridor entering Kupiansk from the north, shaping a deadly gauntlet that Russian troops must pass through to make it into the city. Compared to other sectors, I haven't seen soldiers of the Russian Federation die as pointlessly as here, said Mahor. I haven't seen a single wounded soldier getting evacuated. A Ukrainian MiG-29 carried out an airstrike on the Overrun checkpoint, targeting a buildup of Russian forces at the border facility. The Ukrainian Air Force is relentlessly striking Russian targets across the front line using Western-made precision-guided bombs to degrade enemy positions and sustain battlefield pressure. Ukraine used its domestically produced Flamingo and Ruta long-range missiles in combat for the first time, President Volodymyr Zelensky told journalists, praising their effectiveness. We are doing everything we can to ensure that this year we try not just 1, 2, or 3, but to make a serious attempt to do more, Zelensky said in a closed-door briefing, as reported by Ukrainian public broadcaster Suspiln. Zelensky did not elaborate where or when the Flamingo or Ruta missiles were used. Outmanned and outgunned on the front, Ukraine has relied on its long-range capabilities, enabled by Western-provided weapons and its homemade drones, to hit deep in Russia's rear to disrupt its logistics and slowly grind down its fighting capability. With Western military aid running low each year, Ukraine has turned to producing its own long-range weapons and has asked for financial backing from its allies, insisting that it has all the knowledge. Zelensky admitted in the briefing that Ukraine's remaining supplies of European long-range missiles are running low, according to Ukrainian news agency Interfax. Ukraine only has the British Storm Shadow missiles in normal quantities, in addition to a smaller number of the French long-range Scalp missiles, Interfax reported, citing Zelensky. Russian propagandists worry about Western sanctions and Russian economy. Their main goal is to damage our economy. They understand that they need to try to wear us down economically. That's the language Trump has moved to.
Based on this, their main task is to damage our economy. That is, they understand that they need to try to wear us down economically. And this is the language Trump has switched to. All his talk about a deal. Well, what kind of deal is possible? A deal where we sacrifice our national interests. A deal after which questions will start being asked within the country. Deal where it will be said on that. Well, yes, that's good. You tried to solve the task set by the Supreme Commander in December 2021. And what did you get? Instead of the Finlandization of NATO, the notarization of Finland, as Biden joked. You got troops stationed on the territory of Ukraine. So what have you achieved? What's good about it? And then they will start stirring things up through various networks, those not yet dealt with inside our country, all these cunning topics to try to organize a Maidan on the territory of Russia. The technologies are known and understood. We have quite a few sleepers in our country. We have quite a few sleepers who would sell their own mother for a Big Mac and Coca-Cola, let alone their motherland. There are quite a few of them, by the way, even in fairly high offices. Judging by the decisions that are sometimes made, what do they think this is? An Italian strike option with a complete unwillingness to hear what the front needs, what the motherland needs, and speaking in a bird language, and an attempt to not notice what is happening at all.
An Italian court has allowed the extradition of a Ukrainian suspected of blowing up the Nord Stream pipelines. A court in Bologna has ruled to transfer Ukrainian Serhiy Kuznetsov, who is suspected of blowing up the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines in 2022, to Germany. This was reported by Kuznetsov's lawyer Nicola Canestrini, according to ANSA.it. In his article in the Wall Street Journal, journalist Bojan Panchevsky quoted lawyer Nicola Canestrini, who has already stated that he will appeal the decision to Italy's highest court. The defense attorney emphasized that evidence previously deemed invalid by the Italian Supreme Court of Cassation was used during the trial. He also stated that the principle of mutual trust between EU member states had been violated, and that there had been no verification of human rights guarantees in the country that submitted the request. This is not just about the fate of one person, but about trust in the entire European system of judicial cooperation, Canestrini said. While the appeal is being considered, Kuznetsov will remain in custody in Italy. The hearing in the Court of Cassation is expected to take place within a month. Meanwhile, the Warsaw District Court has refused Germany's request to extradite another Ukrainian, Volodymyr Zhuravlyov, who is also involved in the Nord Stream bombing case. As a reminder, the explosions on the gas pipelines occurred on September 26, 2022. As a result of the sabotage, 3 of the 4 pipeline lines were damaged. Investigations in Sweden and Denmark ended without charges being brought, while Germany continued its own investigation.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.